I'm going to pot this pear tree into a large container today on Pots and Trowels, and that's brought to you with the support of Cobra Garden and Darlac. Hello and welcome to Pots and Trowels. Well, today I'm going to pot this pear tree into a larger container to grow it more as a decorative feature and also hopefully get a bit of fruit off it. And this is a pear, I don't know the variety, it's a young pear tree that we've had in this pot, which is not particularly big, and it's probably been in that pot for 10, 12 years. So it's a little bit restricted in there. And what's happened as a result of that, it's not made much in the way of extension growth. This is all it's making a year. And a pear tree, when it's growing happily, should make 8-10 inches of growth a year. So it's ready for going into some fresh compost. It's nice and compact. It's almost bonsai'd because it's in this pot. So I just thought we'd make more of a feature of it. And we do, believe it or not, get the odd pear from this as well. But it's for the blossom that I really love it. And the bees love it at this time of the year. So this is the pot we're going to put it into. Now you can grow most fruit trees in containers. So if you haven't got a garden, you've got just a patio or a balcony or a very small garden and haven't got room, then you can still grow a fruit tree. It doesn't matter what sort it is, whether it's an apple or pear. Plums are a little bit more difficult because they tend to get bigger, but certainly you can do peaches and nectarines, figs, all in pots. You need a big pot. And this is probably, I would say, the smallest you would want to go. You want something that's probably about 16 or 18 inches in diameter. So that's 40-45 centimetres. And it's a strong pot, frost-proof. This is terracotta, but it can, of course, be a strong plastic pot. Drainage is essential. We need to make sure it's got a drainage hole in the bottom so that it doesn't fill up with water. And before we add any compost to this, then I'm going to put some crocks. And these are just pieces of broken terracotta pot that I keep. And the idea is we need to make sure that the compost doesn't block the hole at the bottom. Some pots have multiple holes. This is a single hole. So I'm going to put a piece over that, and then I'm just going to put some other pieces around it. So it makes almost like a little cave over it so that the compost won't wash down and block that up. So that's all we do. That's known as crocking. You can use gravel, stones if you haven't got broken pieces of pot. Next thing is I'm going to make sure that we've taken off the top of the compost. Now I've only weeded this a week or two ago before I decided to do this, but what I'm going to do is just loosen the top of the compost, because that's where any weed seeds will be. In fact, I can pop it down because we don't want the weeds to grow. So you can take up to 1 inch of the old compost off, just scrape it off, and any weeds, and that can go in the compost bin. It just means that we're getting a nice clean start. And then I can pop that out of there, and I'm going to put it in the pot once I've put a bit of compost in. First deliberate mistake, you need some compost in the bottom. So, bit of compost. Now this compost is a mixture of a peat-free multi-purpose and a John Innes number 3. So it's about 50-50. And the reason I put some John Innes in, John Innes compost has loam in it, which is essentially soil, and that will help to retain the moisture and the nutrients longer in the summer, whereas the peat-free compost can get quite wet and claggy, or they can dry out and they don't retain the nutrients. So we're getting that nutrient holding capacity from the John Innes. And then I'm going to get my tree and stand it in there. Now I want it to be that when it's finished, I'm going to pot to there, it's going to be a couple of inches lower than the rim of the pot. So I think I need just another couple of handfuls of compost to get the right level. So it's important that we do that. So get it in there, make sure it's in the centre of the pot. We don't want one to one side, it would look hard, so we want it in the centre, and it wants to be obviously upright. So that's pretty much how we want that to be. And then it's simply a case when you're happy with the height that that's going to be, is to fill in with more of the same compost. Now what I've also done with this is to add some extra fertilizer. The fertilizer in compost, when you buy a bag of compost from a garden centre, only lasts a couple of months, to be fair, and we want this to feed this tree all year round. So I put what we call a controlled release or slow release fertilizer in it, just mixed a little bit into the compost, and that will feed this pear tree right the way through the year. Alternatively, what you could do if you haven't done that is once you've potted it, you can sprinkle a little bit of fertilizer on the top. Now I'm only going to lightly firm it, but I don't want it to rock around, so I'm just using my fingers just to lightly firm. We never over firm this sort of compost because again it just encourages it to be very wet and waterlogged, but you can see that's now firming up a little bit, so just lightly firm it round. A bit more compost. And we're just about there, so we can see that's the original level. We took a little bit of compost off, so we don't mind if there's an inch on top of the original root ball, like that. And I think that is just about there, nice and level. And we've got a couple of inches here, so that it means when we water it, the water isn't going to run out the side of the pot, it's going to soak down into it. So final thing to do, now we're happy with that, just get rid of all my rubbish, is to give it a drink, because we need to make sure that this compost is moist right the way down. So I'm using a rose on the end of this watering can, and I can direct it round the edge, which is where we need to soak it down, where we put that fresh compost, and that will soak all the way down to the bottom like that. And then I won't water that again until it starts to dry out, because what I want now is for that water to go down through the compost down to the bottom, and then I want the roots in the original root ball to grow out into this compost so that it fills it with nice new roots, and then as a result of that we'll get new growth on the top and we'll get nice new shoots. We can do a little bit of summer pruning just to get a lovely globe shape. We got the blossom, and you never know, we might get a few pears as well. This is a perfect time to do it. So if you're thinking of potting a fruit tree or an ornamental tree, come to that, you know, go to your local garden centre, local nursery, buy one, choose the one you want and pot it. The only thing I haven't done, you probably noticed, is I haven't put a stake in this, and that's because this has got a really stout, strong trunk on it. But if you're buying a young tree that's really whippy and bends, then you could push a bamboo cane and just tie it to it to give it support. But this one is pretty much self-supporting. So there you go, doesn't take long to do, and that will now hopefully live in this pot for many, many years to come. Well, thank you for watching, and remember you can watch all the videos that we've done on YouTube. Just search for Pots and Trowels. We'll be back again next week in the garden, so we'll see you then. Bye.